Hey, welcome back. I'm here again. I was just thinking about something and I thought, well, I might as well share that with the viewers. Anybody that's, I don't know if it would help in home life and sticks and bricks or not. It definitely helps if you're doing van life, RV life, or that. And that is that for years, ever since I got punched in the nose one time, trying to help save somebody, that these guys were trying to stuff someone into a car and like kidnap her. I don't know what they're gonna do with her, but I jumped in right away and got kind of involved there and got my nose broken. Stopped it from happening though, and what the heck? Where's it? There it is. Well, ever since then, I've had nosebleeds for years, and that happened in my 20s. And it's mainly when it gets really dry is when I start. That or if I take too much aspirin or something, you know. So I don't like taking aspirin. That's kind of a scary thing for me because, you know, as you get older, they kind of like you to put that in your routine to prevent heart attacks, you know. And I got to really watch that because I noticed if I take aspirin, I can take them once in a while, but if I take them too frequent, my nose will start bleeding more. And I've, throughout my life as a kid growing up, I fractured my skull over 14 times. I don't know how much, it's more than 14. I'll sit down and try to count them and see if I can remember them all. Maybe that's why I'm kind of goofy. Maybe that's why I'm super smart too. Maybe it stimulated some neurons up there. I don't know. But I didn't say that A word. Shouldn't get too cocky about that. I'll probably sneak out on me later. So, what I was going to talk about with my nosebleeds when it gets too dry, because in the winter, especially running the diesel heater is really dry heat, which is good, because like the running the buddy heater, that's propane. So when propane burns, it burns off the carbon atoms, it burns off I'm trying to think I can't remember now. Carbon and hydrogen. So it's got like 3 carbon atoms to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 8 hydrogen atoms. So it burns off the carbon, releases the hydrogen in the air. The hydrogen bonds with the oxygen and makes water. So for every little Coleman canister that you burn of propane out of the buddy heater, you put 26.3 or 5 ounces or something like that, about 26 ounces of water into the air. You know, so like, well, nowadays, since they're 16-ounce bottles of pop, you're looking at about 2 of those and water in the air. So running the diesel heater is super dry. That's a good thing because when you get too much moisture, that's when you can get mold and all this other stuff. So that's what's nice about the diesel heater. It's a nice dry heat, so you don't get the frost on the windows and the condensation and all the moisture and the rotting and all that stuff. But what I have noticed because of my nose problem from the years is if I just run, because while I was working at the foundry, you know, I had money going, so I'd keep buying the Coleman bottles for backup, and then I'd kind of use them during the winter along with the diesel heater. I'd have the diesel heater going, and I'd use the propane bottles a little bit, and my windows would get a little frosty in the morning. Sometimes, depending on how much you use it, I'd have to scrape the windows before I go to work on the inside. But I didn't have the nose problems, and now that I've been, you know, not having income and relying more on the diesel heater and not running the buddy heater because I'm trying to only run the buddy heater for more like emergencies because the diesel heater is more efficient for cost, you know. And I noticed my nose has been getting really dry and bleeding more and stuff like that. Well, then I started using what I had left for propane bottles periodically, and I just use them to help heat up quicker in here before I go to bed. And so instead of running the whole bottle for like 4 or 5 hours before it runs dead on low, I just run it for maybe half hour or something, just enough to get it warmed up, which then lets the diesel heater idle down so it's not blowing super hard because it's noticing it's already warmer in here. And then I shut it off. Well, that little bit, okay, if it's 26 ounces per bottle, then I'm putting, you know, maybe I'm just going to throw out some rough guesses, maybe 7 ounces of moisture in the air or something like that, depending on how long I'm leaving it running. Well, just that 7 ounces of water in the air from running it that little bit, I noticed my nose was better and it wasn't so dry. So then I was like, a light bulb went on, like, ooh, I need to start, when I can afford it, incorporate using that buddy heater with my diesel heater just a little bit, so my nose doesn't get so dry and want to bleed and stuff, you know. So I just thought I'd share that for anybody that's doing the RV van life and might get too dried out or something, you know. Of course, if you use the buddy heater, you want to make sure you got some ventilation, you know, so you got oxygen coming in, so you're not putting too much carbon in the air, you know. Well, off we go to the library. Yeah, I better get to the library. I got. It's already after 1, and I've got to check my mail and do my weekly unemployment claim. All right. Well, Cliff, that's you calling me. That's my other friend Cliff I met in the lot there, and we'll be back. I'm going to answer Cliff.